Hello and welcome back to the Invisible Man Show with me, Stephen. I hope you're well and that you had a good weekend. I did plan to do this on Monday, but events took over. Yeah, we're going to review the win at Brentford. But first, we're going to touch on the Chelsea-Liverpool game. Now, I didn't manage to watch this. I was out Saturday night. But I did want to highlight a couple of times and listen to Neville and Rooney's comments on Sky and Match of the Day. I watched Liverpool at the start of the season against Bournemouth, and they were very open then. But I was always of the opinion, and maybe still am of the opinion, that they know this. They know they're open. And a few games in, they will have identified the ways in which to solve those particular problems. But it doesn't look like they have done. Going on about the two fullbacks, we called one a youth team player. To Frimpong on the other side, he's struggling to settle in. Rooney identified that Salah's not chasing back, whilst he never chased back. But last year it wasn't much of a problem because the midfield structure helped cover the right back, and that's not there anymore. So they're leaving themselves wide open. And I think the sort of longer this goes on, the more confidence that the teams will have in them, and Liverpool will get jittery. I mean, the back heel he did to set up Salah's chance was fantastic, but he's not really done a lot, has he, since he's been there? And I know it's a settling-in period, and I know he's been bought for the next 10 years, not the first 10 matches. But I think there is a reasonable expectation when you spend that sort of money on someone. That one, you know where you're going to play him. Two, you're going to know how to get the best out of him. And three, he will actually be effective. But it doesn't look like any of those things have happened for Liverpool. Isaac hasn't really settled in due to, the lack of pre-season, which is obviously, his fault. He didn't want to train, did he? So, you've got to wear that, mate. And the only one that seems to have settled in is Ekatike, and they don't. His nose seems a bit put out of joint, doesn't it? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. They did buy a lot of players in the summer, and I compared it to our Mancini summer where we've got Kolarov, Silva, Yaya, Boateng, and I'm sure there's another one, I can't remember. It's statistically unlikely that all these players are going to hit the ground running. But it's also statistically unlikely that they're all going to be bad. So I am expecting an improvement from Liverpool and their manager, by the way. I think he needs to figure out. They can make themselves comfortable, can't they? Anyone can lose at Palace in the last minute. Anyone can lose at Galatasaray, and anyone can lose at Chelsea. You can make yourself comfortable with that. And if it's spread out over a season, it won't be a problem. It's just like they've come in a run of three, and it looked fine. But it's the underlying performance, isn't it? I think for Liverpool, which if I was them, would I be nervous? I don't think it would be. I think I'd expect the manager to be able to sort it out. But they are short at the back, aren't they? And I think they've got a lot of questions to ask. Not the sort of questions you need to be answering 7 or 8 games in. You need the thought that have settled down a bit by now. As for Chelsea, fair dues to them. I still don't rate them particularly highly. They're obviously a good, decent team at home, but I don't see them challenging for the league in any serious ways. It set us up nicely for what I thought would be a pretty tight, pretty tricky game, very much like the Monaco game, like I mentioned. But before City, I had the pleasure of watching Ipswich versus Norwich. The other half side of the family are all Ipswich fans, so that was good to watch them win 3-1, I think it was, a couple of good goals. And then had the misfortune of watching Newcastle and Forest. Newcastle played well, Forest didn't. It was pretty dull. 2-0 Newcastle. But then it was on to the main event. What did you think of the team when it came out? I was broadly happy. I think, again, like I've said in the past, any team with Núñez in it makes me nervous. But as I went through on the preview show, any option wouldn't have been great. It'd been Stones or Lewis or Núñez. He went with Núñez, and we'll come on to his performance in a minute. But he didn't make any massive mistakes, so that's an improvement. I was surprised to see Savio start. I'll be honest, I don't think he's done enough in the last couple of games to warrant a start against Brentford. But he's coming back from injury. He didn't have a great pre-season from a fitness perspective. After pre-season we played Tottenham, etc. So he needs games. So we'll come on to him in a minute. But we'll start with Donnarumma. I mean, goodness me. Let's start with the save because I've watched that a couple of times now, and as soon as that ball goes off Gvardiol's head, if you watch him, he steps back and steps forward, but he just seems to concentrate a lot more than what we've been used to over the years. It seems to be very much a right, okay, deep breath. This is my job. Money time. Can I deliver? And he seems to concentrate. Yes, the player didn't have it under control very well. Yes, O'Reilly really good to get back. But I think to stand there and give the striker the problem, he basically said, all right, come and beat me. And he didn't. Whereas, again, I don't want to slag Ederson off. I love the guy. But you can see it, can't you? It hits off Gvardiol's head and Ederson comes steaming out and doesn't give the striker the problem. The striker's got a very easy thing to do. Just run round the goalkeeper and he'll either take you out or you've got an open net. So I think the Donnarummas have that confidence as well. He hadn't had a lot to do during the game, so he didn't feel insecurities of, I have to go and get busy here. He just took a deep breath, concentrated, fell back on his technique and his training, and was very, very, very good save. The less said about his kick that was closed down, the better. But that can happen to anyone, I suppose. But I do like him on set pieces. I do. With Brentford's strength being throws and crosses, free kicks, seemingly he comes for everything, and I think he gets everything. He gets something on everything anyway. And from the defence's perspective, they know he's coming, and he punches everything, and he gets there, and I think that's fantastic to see. I don't have a problem with punches really because he's punching it properly. He's not one of these weak goalkeepers who just waves an arm and hopes for the best. He does come and get some real purchase on the punches, so I'm happy with that. You can't drop a punch, can you? But I'd rather do that than risk a catch in a crowded area. So yeah, excellent start for him. For the United game, when was that, a month or so ago to now, I think he's settling perfectly. I think we'll look back, I think, in a few years or in a few weeks or a few months even, and think, why was it an argument? Why was it a discussion with the fan base whether we should keep Trafford in net or buy a Champions League winner with 10 years experience at the top? Mental discussion. I had it with myself, but when you think about it, some kid from Burnley or a Champions League winner with 10 years experience at the top, I think we know the best option really. So far, so good, and long may it continue. Núñez at right back. He was all right, wasn't he? Give the ball away a couple of times, but not in any particularly dangerous areas. Yeah, did okay. Nothing much to talk about him. Same with Diaz. Slowly getting better. And good enough. Yeah, good enough. Not a lot else to say on him either, really. So we'll come to Gvardiol. Great ball for the goal. Obviously further back than it was for Monaco, but it's good to see that him in particular is looking to hit Haaland quickly from deep, because it's been a criticism of our team over the years that we've not hit quick enough to methodical in our approach. But I think, I'm not saying do it all the time. It's just another option that we've got which keeps defenders on their toes. And he's a class act, Gvardiol. I really like him. Left back, centre back. I'm not really fussed. I think he's fantastic. But it was a bit of a poor error, wasn't it? So that what he did against Monaco when he flew into that player down the wing and missed him. Thinking, is it a bit rustiness, a bit laziness, or is it just again he's been injured. He come back against United, didn't he? And he's played every game since, less Huddersfield. So maybe there's a bit of fatigue in there. And I don't want to keep going back to the Club World Cup and things of that nature, but I think that probably has an effect on our team and our squad. Obviously, the injuries we've got as well. So we do have a lack of options, really, and the lack of transfer market. But I think so far so good. But between this next run of fixtures, the next aspect, we're hoping for a little bit more improvement, particularly defensively. O'Reilly. Again, what else is there to say about him? He's been called up to the England squad, saw that on Monday, which brilliant. I think he'd get a call up. I didn't think he'd come this soon. Is he going to be our Gareth Bale? Is he? Has he got the lot? I don't know. I said that on Sunday. He's going to be our Gareth Bale. Maybe that's a big shout. Maybe that's a bit too much pressure. But he's got everything as far as I'm concerned, and I think he'll get in. I think if he gets an opportunity in England, I expect he'll do very well. Yeah, he's got everything, hasn't he? But the time wasting. I mean, he got put for time wasting for taking the throw. They were taking ages of every single throw-in. So I really found that harsh and not really justifiable in any way. Time wasting annoys me anyway. Referees, you've got the whistle and the car, you've got the whistle and the watch. No one can waste time. You just add it on. But no, I think it's a bit unfair, that booking, particularly. So yeah, I'm going to say he doesn't need to learn anything from it. He wasn't taking the piss. It was just a very, very poor and harsh refereeing decision in my view. Started and had to come off in the first half. I looked at his face and I thought he looked devastated. And I thought, oh no, this is curtains. But apparently he says he feels good. Not seen an update since. He's got 2 weeks off now until we play Everton at home. Hopefully that will get him back up to speed. But this sort of thing is to be expected. Excuse me. It's to be expected. He's not getting any younger. He had a serious injury, and we're asking him to play a lot. And there's clearly taken a view that we just need to play him and get up to speed, and we'll wear any niggles, any injuries that happen. Is it risky? Probably. Is it worth the risk? Probably. Is there any alternative? Probably not. With Nico G, I thought he looked good. I mean, he's not Rodri, is he? No one is. It's very much like the Edison and Donnarumma conversation. They're two different players, aren't they? And you're comparing a unicorn of a player to just someone who's might be a very good Premier League and Champions League player in Nico G. So I've got no real problems with the strategy. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe I do. I'm not sure. But that's the strategy they're taking. So let's see how it goes. And I think Nico G's getting better with every game he plays. So I don't think risking him is overly necessary. If he's feeling a bit iffy for the Everton game in a couple of weeks, then don't play him. Gonzalez. If Gonzalez can't play at home to Everton, then we're wasting our time. But I think he can play against Everton. So let's just take things easy from there. I was on the sofa watching it. I was screaming. It's like King Clancy, that one, wasn't it, from all those years ago? I thought he was going to bury it, but just didn't get under get it quite under control at the right time. Then he had his volley, and the guy since Wolves has been so close to scoring, and I think he's been unlucky, been a bit poor in some cases. So he needs another goal, doesn't he? Wolves is in August. Yeah, we're playing towards the end of October next time we play. So. Yeah, he needs a goal, but I like him. He's a goal threat. He has chances every game. I think he has chances every game, doesn't he? Should he get more involved in matches? Maybe. But again, he's not very Premier League experienced, is he? What's he played? 8 matches was all in all. So, he's not got much Premier League experience. Nico G hasn't got much Premier League experience. And that was our midfield for the majority of the game on Sunday. So there are going to be a few teething problems. And it's not going to be all our own way, like the old days with Fernandinho, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, and Rodri. Those partnerships, those combinations took years, certainly months to establish themselves. Not the first few weeks of the season. So far so good. Needs another goal. I expect him to get one soon, but I'm going to stop backing him to score because I seem to have given him the kiss of death. So I'll refrain from backing him to score until he finally does. Move on to Foden. Yeah, so he's all right again. Injured at the start of the season, has played this run of international games really well, and I think probably looking a bit tired and fatigued, and this break will do the world of good. Not be called to the England squad. I don't have a problem with that. Like I said in the other video, if he plays well and City play well and we do well in the Premier League and Champions League, he will be going to the World Cup. No ifs, no buts. They're not leaving him at home if City are top of the league. I'm not having it. So that's that. As far as I'm concerned, Oscar Bob. Yeah, I thought he played well. I don't understand the criticism of him. He put 2 good balls in. I think didn't he? One was a chance, one was missed. He beat his man many times from memory. Work rate good, keeps the ball. I don't have a problem with him. I mean, listen. Is it the answer to our wingers? Maybe not, but he's a young player. He's had a year out. Again, back in this season, an injury at the start of the season, and again, just getting up to speed, getting used to what's going on. So I'm surprised he got taken off. To be honest with you, I wouldn't have taken him off. I thought he was working hard. I thought he beat his foot. Yeah, I don't see the criticism. Yes, he hasn't scored, but not many of our wingers do they? So that's not really criticism to be levelled at him. I mean, particularly at the other side, look at Savio. I was staggered that he played 90 minutes. Honestly, I don't want to sit here and slag the guy off. I've got better things to do. And I'm sure you've got better things to do to listen to me slag you off. But I'm going to put it out there. What's he good at? I don't know. He's not particularly quick. He can't shoot. His crosses hit and miss. And his work rate's appalling. I put on Blue Moon a while ago that he thinks he's Ronaldo, waves his arms like Bruno, but plays like Garnacho. And I think that's about right at the moment. He's playing in his own mind that he seems to be a lot better than what he is. But he's a young guy. I didn't rate Doku a month ago. I had him sold. So, what do I know? But I think he needs to get back to basics. People say he played well on the left for Girona. Well, he doesn't seem to play very well on the left for us, does he? Yeah, he might have done against Leicester on Boxing Day, but they're not in the league anymore. So, no, he hasn't scored a goal against an existing Premier League team. Premier League team, he's not scored a goal against. He's been here 15 months. That's not really good enough. But, again, injured, Club World Cup, all the rest of it. He's fit now, hopefully. Let's get between the Everton game and the following international break, let's see what he can do, because we need someone to pull the finger out. Doku did it for a few games, seems to be a bit faded a little bit. Maybe that's fatigue. So let's hope Savio can give him a lift. Holland, well, I thought it was a great goal. Look, have a look at that touch he has with his right foot before he shoots. I think it's brilliant. His movement's excellent. Bullies the defender, throws him out of the way, and then takes some very, very sort of deft touches. It reminded me of the Chelsea goal away on the first day of the season last year. I accept he didn't chip the keeper this time, but I think the movement, getting himself in the way, taking the touches, calming himself down, no panic, bang, goal. And that set us up, didn't it, for the rest of the first half? Again, there's no goals, was it? There was no goals. And then the second half, we're I wouldn't say hanging on. Again, I think the reason this must come down to fitness. It must come down to lack of combination understanding that these players, once things stop going against them, they go, right, okay, well, we'll go into conserve mode. Did against Arsenal, understandably, to a lesser extent against Monaco, and also against Brentford. Because we don't have a lot on the bench at the moment. Turkey injured, Mamouche injured, Ain't Nori injured, Rodri injured, and Kusanov injured. So, get those back, and we can really start, maybe playing full 90-minute matches again, particularly because we'll need that against the better teams in the division. From where we were when James Milner scored the penalty against us against Brighton, and then we got to lose that match. We went into the international break thinking, if we don't beat United, all bets are off for this season. And I don't think it could have gone any better, realistically. The keeper's settled in, we're keeping clean sheets, we look solid on set pieces. Yeah, there's the odd brain fart moment. Yes, we're not scoring as many goals as our chances reflect, but keep the clean sheets, get everyone fit, players are coming back, and I think things will then start to look after themselves from a goal scoring perspective. And I think we could do it. Arsenal aren't perfect, although I maintain not many people will beat them, given their defensive record. Liverpool are less than perfect, but have got goals in them. But did you watch the Pep interview before the game? It's on YouTube. And then I saw it and I thought, he seems to have it back. Not that he ever lost it, but he has that smile, that relaxed nature. He looks like he's in genius mode. So I think we're more than capable of running whoever it is close, because we're keeping clean sheets, and that we got Donnarumma in net, a solid defence, Rodri on EKG in midfield, Foden playing well, and Haaland up front. Not many teams wouldn't swap. So yeah, we're all right. We're in good nick. And yeah, there's been a few late goals, Monaco and Arsenal, which has sort of deflated us after what have been good performances and would have been excellent wins. But I think from where we were at the start of the international break to where we are now, we can't complain. We can't complain at all, really. So, yeah, it was a good weekend, all in all. So let's see where we are against Everton, which we've got a run now between the Everton game and Liverpool at home, which can really set us up well. Because Liverpool's next game is home to United. Now, ordinarily, that would be Liverpool for United. Wouldn't see any issues there. But they got a point there last year. If United keep it tight for any reasonable amount of time, 20 minutes, half an hour, they'll start getting jittery. those Liverpool fans, because they'll start to panic, thinking, "Oh God, we've lost 3 on the trot. Now we're not even beating United." So the pressure will come, and we'll see if they can handle it. But that does require United to do something that I don't really think they're capable of. So, but we'll see. We'll see, won't we? We'll see, and let's see how that all pans out. But okay, I think we'll leave that there. Enjoyed that the rundown of the Brentford game. A good win. Sets us up nicely for the run between now and Liverpool, and then we can go from there. So please like, subscribe. I'll be back maybe later this week, early next week, just to have a bit of a check-in and a chat and see what's going on. But then it'll be the preview of the Everton game, and we'll see what that game brings for us, and then I'll obviously review that afterwards. So yeah, take care. Please like, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. And I'll see you soon. Take care.